Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to Voice of Islam. My name is Amanda, and this is Ramadan Reflections. Today we have our segment, My Memorable Verse, where we speak with one of our guests from around the world to talk about one of their favorite verses from the Holy Quran. Today's guest is none other than Anse Tamara Gray from Rabata in the United States. Assalamu alaikum, Anse Tamara. How are you?
Wa alaikum salam, rahmatullah, alhamdulillah. Happy to be with you here.
Jazakallah khair for taking time out of your very busy schedule to join us. So let's get right into it. What is your memorable verse from the Holy Quran?
I'm going to put a little caveat there.
Of course.
That is one of the memorable verses in the Quran for me. And it's in Surah Al-Baqarah, and it's a short one, but I think it's really meaningful, especially in convert work. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Sibghat Allah wa man ahsanu min Allahi sibgha. And it means the dye of God, and what is better than the dye, D-Y-E, of God. So that's a very, very memorable verse for me.
So dye as in color, like
Yeah. Yes,
okay.
like the color. Yeah, subhanAllah.
Okay, subhanallah.
One day I was standing in a very fancy, like living room setting in someone's house in Damascus many years ago. And
Alhamdulillah.
my teacher, okay, one of my teachers, a very important teacher to me, my seerah teacher, the one who taught me about the biography of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam,
Sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
came up to me and she said, Sibghatullah. Do you know what that means? And I was taken aback because it felt like a test question.
Mhm.
You know, it felt like I had to really answer this now. And I answered with Sibghat Allah, wa man ahsanu min Allahi sibgha. And this verse. And then we had this conversation about it. And subhanAllah, so what she said at that time, she really lightened the mood, and she was kind of joking then. And she said, women have their hair dyed all the time.
Mm.
Right. And when they go and have their hair dyed, they're changing the way their hair looks. But the dye of God, when we want to change, when we change ourselves, we dye ourselves. This sibgha, we soak ourselves in this outer and inner change. And dye changes the structure of the hair. If we think about dyeing fabric and how you have to know about the fabric before you can dye it. So in the world of dyeing fabric, you have to know, is it wool? Is it silk? Is it cotton?
Mhm.
Is it, am I doing a tie dye, or am I doing something else before you can apply the dye? And so it's been an important verse for me since that day, I would say, in that room, because I think about and I contemplate, have I been soaked in Sibghatullah? Like, how can I grow and change in this space of Sibghatullah? Because that's to me, that is what it means to grow as a Muslim and a believer in this world, like Muslim and mu'min, or Muslim and mu'mina, to be of the one who is soaked in this path.
Subhanallah, mashallah, there's a lot of very deep metaphor within this verse, but how do you implement this verse in your daily practice or in your daily life, or how can we implement the understanding of this verse?
Well, one of the reasons it's important to me, because as a convert in my early days, I used to think about, I was influenced at first by sort of the feeling that I had to be dyed with different cultures. And once I really understood this verse and started to practice it, I started to be able to, and how I implement it today is attempting to have both wisdom and, let's say, I don't know, practical sort of thinking around looking at my own personal culture, what I grew up with, how can I bring Sibghatullah to my lifestyle, to my culture? And when I look around, I love cultures with an S. So when I look around at other cultures, which part of those cultures would I like to bring on for myself or for my family or for my community? And in this way, and then thinking about Sunnat Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam and how
Sallallahu alaihi
he
wasallam.
lived,
Mm,
I part that's also part of this living a life that attempts to make my soul and myself dyed with the dye of God. And another part of that is that so that's that outer sort of cultural living, okay? But another piece of it is the internal space of light, this internal self,
mm,
that when our inner self is has sibghatullah, has the dye of God, then our internal self is moving away from these dunya, nefis, selfish, ugly things that our human selves tend to kind of cling to. And the dye, the other reason I really like this word dye is because it's about code, it's about soaking ourselves, but
mm.
recognizing we are still ourselves. We're still ourselves. Like we're bringing our whole selves to this journey, and we're looking to have subhanallah on this journey.
MashaAllah. I love this analogy, especially because obviously, I mean, I'm a convert myself, alhamdulillah. And you're so right. We are almost expected to change everything about us when we first embrace Islam, not just to dye ourselves with the dye of Allah, but the core stays the same and the basic structure stays the same. But we're almost expected to 100% alter ourselves.
Like switch out the fabric, like there's a place where it's almost
Yes,
like, okay, you're wearing lycra, now we're gonna do wool or whatever,
exactly.
um but it's not like this verse fills me with this, I don't know what it is, hope maybe,
Mm,
of this idea that we can, or the reality that we can look around the world and see Muslims in all different cultures. I mean,
yeah.
think about the Muslims you've met from Malaysia.
Mm,
Compare them to Muslims you met from Egypt. Very different cultures. Compare them to
completely.
Muslims you've met from Nigeria. Also a
Mm,
different culture. And Muslims you've met from other places, India, Pakistan. Like,
mm,
subhanAllah, when we think of individuals, we recognize those differences. But yet, for the ones of those four cultures that have taqwa, there is
mm.
sibghatullah. There's something that
Yeah,
connects them, that
yeah.
connects them. And so, as converts or as Muslims from any culture, as converts or non-verts, we want to come, we want to have subghatullah. We want to have subghatullah. We want to have that recognition of taqwa, of ihsan, of iman. Well, at the same time, we are the fabric that we are,
Mm.
whether it's wool or silk or satin or
Subhanallah.
whatever, cotton.
Subhanallah, mashallah. Jazak khair for sharing this with us and for coming on today. And I hope that this will be of benefit to all of our viewers. Until next time, this has been Ramadan Reflections, my favorite verse on Voice of Islam. My name is Amanda, and we've been speaking with Anse Tamara Gray from Rabata in the United States of America. Jazakallah khair for coming on. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.